I rise to support the motion as moved by my friend and brother, Honorable Chinda. And Mr. Speaker, sir, I must align myself with all the submissions that have been made by my colleagues around the floor about the scourge of extrajudicial killings. But Mr. Speaker, sir, beyond the fact that, of course, the people who kill these people are trained people who carry arms, Mr. Speaker, we must look at the larger picture with regards to extrajudicial killings. By so, what do I mean? Mr. Speaker, sir, a large component of Nigeria's human rights record by the United Human Rights Commission is that the spate of extrajudicial killings has made Nigeria a hotbed as a country that has no respect for human rights. Mr. Speaker, sir, this disrespect or disregard for the human rights of our citizens is tied in to the laws that make it impossible for our country to procure arms around the world. This inability to procure arms around the world, Mr. Speaker, sir, is tied in to the fact that we're unable to engage the insurgents in our country and has made our country even more vulnerable. Mr. Speaker, sir, so every time that the military kills an unarmed civilian, even beyond the fact that they have killed an unarmed civilian, Mr. Speaker, sir, it makes all of us in this country more unsafe. Because if Nigeria does not do something about her human rights records, Mr. Speaker, we'll be unable to procure arms in the open market, we'll have a weaker military for it, and we'll all be unsafe. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, in lending my voice to this debate, I'd like to say that we take it beyond the 1-minute silence that he has spoken about in respect of this child. But we take a whole-scale look at the consequences of Nigeria's human rights records with regards to these extrajudicial killings. It doesn't matter on what side of the divide we stand, Mr. Speaker, sir, but at the very beginning of this scourge of Boko Haram, Mr. Speaker, sir, was extrajudicial killings. And so when we look at the history of where we are today, it's important for us to look at just how impactful extrajudicial killings are in this country. I therefore would urge, my dear colleagues, that the investigation should be opened up to go beyond the killings of this young man, but also to open up the investigation to the spate of extrajudicial killings and highlight the consequences of sin in the lives of the average Nigerian. I so submit.